And you know us, we definitely had to ask for a little bit more wine. Can we get another glass? Can we get? I don't want you going 1,000 miles per hour over Mexican waters.
Oh, so glad you made it. I'm so glad you could come back.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe to this channel and like this video if you liked it. All right, y'all, so I'm going to be sharing with you all of my thoughts, pros, cons, details about my trip to Cabo, Los Cabos. I went there for my birthday, my 30th birthday this year. If you haven't already watched that vlog, I will leave it up on the screen and down below in the description box for your convenience. But I did go there with a few of my favorite people in the world, and I wanted to share with you all in detail all about Garza Blanca, which is the resort that I stayed at. It is an all-inclusive resort. That's the option that we decided to go with, and so I wanted to give out details and discuss it a little bit more in depth. If you are considering going to Cabo and you're looking for an all-inclusive resort, I feel like this is definitely an option that you need to hear about. And as always, if you have questions about anything that I mentioned or didn't mention that you want to know about, leave them down below in the comment section and I will be sure to get back to you. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Garza Blanca was one of the resorts that I seen pop up on TikTok that I saved for my Cabo collection because there was a few resorts that I was looking into. I didn't want this trip to be expensive. I also was trying to be considerate of everybody else that was going on the trip, because just because it's my 30th birthday, that doesn't mean that I want everybody and their mama spending an arm and a leg. You know what I mean? Like, it's my birthday. So if I want to spend an arm and a leg, I can do that, but I shouldn't expect other people to want to break their leg to go on a trip with me. So Garza Blanca was definitely an option for me because the prices were pretty good and the reviews were really good. That's my first tip. Check TikTok. TikTok it. I would say Google it, but just TikTok it. All right, so booking was super easy, very simple. I just booked directly from their website. I didn't go through a third party. I've heard horror stories about booking through third parties, and I didn't want to go out of the country and be rejected at a resort because I booked through a third party. So I booked everything through the website. Now at the time, because I can be such a procrastinator, I had waited too long and there were no longer any double beds to a room, so I did have to choose the king size option, which turned out to be just fine. If you watch my vlog, you'll see that nobody had any issues and we were A-okay. There is enough room on that king size bed for you to sleep with somebody else if it's not your significant other and still feel comfortable, enough space for you to move around, things like that. Once booked, the communication between myself and Garza Blanca through email was superb. Okay, they were on it like every week. They emailed me every week. I had my own personal communicator that I was conversing with if I did have any questions, and because we were going for a special occasion, there were options that I could book early enough in advance that I would get some sort of a discount, but I didn't book anything else in advance. I just seen that there were plenty of options. They have like birthday balloons, different ways that they can celebrate you by decorating your room, a cake, things like that. And they'll let you know upfront, if you book with us early on through email, you will get a discount versus you coming on site and then booking right then and there. Also, you can book your dinner reservations directly through Garza Blanca's website. I did exactly that. I didn't want to wait last minute because, like I said, I'm good for that. I didn't want to wait last minute and book when I was there and there would be no more reservations available. So I booked all of our dinner reservations through the website, but there is an option. They do have like a section where you can book different excursions, dining experiences, like I said, and there was an option for you to have dinner on the beach. I wanted to book that early on, but there isn't a way that you could book it through the website. Unbeknownst to me, you would have had to book it through your communicator that you were in contact with through email. I didn't know that, so by the time the trip came around, right before we were about to leave, it was like my last time communicating with through email, and she told me that they were already booked out. So I will let you know what we did for my birthday. If you watch the vlog, you already know what we did for my birthday, but yeah, I wasn't able to experience the dinner on the beach. If you're going on a vacation, I would 100% recommend it because it just looks as though it would be so romantic, so beautiful, and the beach there, gorgeous views. So while I was booking, there is an option for you to book transportation. I like an easy life, all right? I'm not about a hard life, babe. I don't want to struggle, especially in a different country where I don't speak the language. So I decided to book transportation through Garza Blanca. They do have that option while you are checking out. So make sure you choose that option. You will have to put in your flight information, all those things. So just be prepared. Make sure that you already have your flight booked in advance, because when you do try to book the transportation, it is going to ask you for your flight number, your airline, things of that sort. So make sure that you have that ready. And it includes transportation from the airport to your resort, back from the resort to the airport. And I believe it was up to 6 people. So since there were 4 of us, we were just able to split that bill 4 ways and call it a day. It's just easy. So our flights came in at different times. So I just put the flight number for the last person arriving. So that way transportation wasn't just sitting out there waiting for us. They were on time. They were there when our last person got there, and super friendly, very helpful, seamless transportation experience. And speaking of transportation, when we did get there, the ride from the airport to the resort is about 30 minutes. We didn't experience any traffic. The roads are fairly clear. And it's such a beautiful view on the way to the resort. Like, you'll see the mountains, you'll see the different buildings that they have up. And it's incredible how their resorts look, how the buildings look. They look so brand new and modernized. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. When we did arrive at Garza Blanca, the first thing that I noticed is that it is gated. It's beautiful from the outside, but it is gated. When we pulled up, there was someone there to just double check what my name was, make sure that we were on the list to get in. And once they were able to confirm, we were able to go into the gate. So that's one thing that I did know, that the gates are always closed. Like, for the most part, they are always going to be closed. There's always going to be somebody out in front, just to ensure that whoever gets behind those gates is supposed to be there at the resort. And when we got inside of the gate, y'all, it is gorgeous. The grounds are super clean. Upon arrival, we were greeted with wine glasses, honey. Clink, clink. Cheers to that. Cheers to a safe, smooth flight. I know that's right. Thank you. They were on top of it. They were ready to take our luggage, ready to provide us with good customer service. Very, very friendly. All the men working there in the front were smiling, very nice to us, very patient with us, because we had to get content, but they were very patient with us, let us take our time, and super friendly and very, very helpful. And you know us, we definitely had to ask for a little bit more wine. Can we get another glass? Can we get, thank you so much. No hesitation, they got us another glass. Because we picked the all-inclusive package, we were provided orange wristbands. So throughout our time there, we just had the wristbands on. We didn't take them off. And on top of that, you don't really even notice that you have that wristband on, only like, when you're taking pictures maybe, or you're getting ready. But for the most part, it's not an annoying thing that's like on your wrist the entire time that you feel it's rubbing up against you. You're not even gonna remember it's there. Trust me, after a couple of drinks, you're not even gonna know it's on your wrist, babe. From concierge, we were able to speak to another host who gave us some one-on-one time about the different excursions that they had. Now, they do have excursions and things that you can book online, but they also have tons of excursions that you will not see online, like horseback riding, I believe, boat tours, things like that. But we had already booked a boat tour prior to, so we didn't book any excursions through Garza Blanca. The only thing that we did end up booking through Garza Blanca was our reservation with Rosa Negra. So because we weren't able to book the dinner reservation on the beach, I did ask about anything else that was around the resort, and Rosa Negra was one of them. Been to Rosa Negra in Tulum, and they just built one in Cabo. So this one was new. It's a different environment. It's a different look, but it still gives off the same feel. It's a vibe. Rosa Negra is a vibe. If you're interested in how it was, what it looked like, make sure you watch my vlog and you'll be able to see all the footage of Rosa Negra. Let's get into the rooms. So the rooms, y'all, beautiful, so clean. No issues with any like hair on the bed, in the bathroom. Very clean, spick and span, ready for us to come in and just wreck it. Our room, specifically my room, was facing towards the pool area, and I was a little bit nervous because I thought it was going to be too loud. Maybe in the morning, I didn't know what to expect. I couldn't hear peep. I honestly didn't hear people in the pool, and to be honest with you, all the people there for the most part were very considerate. There wasn't any loud, rambunctious things going on. Now, I say that because it is an all-inclusive resort that allows children on the premise. The kids were so well behaved that you didn't even realize that they were there. You didn't recognize that they were there unless you were in the pool and they were there in the pool. But it wasn't like they were running around and doing crazy things. Like, the parents did an amazing job at watching over their children, making sure their kids were okay. Now, back to the rooms. There's drinks in the refrigerator and snacks on the counter, all inclusive. You can drink it, you can eat it, and they will replenish it without charging you because you've already purchased it through your pack. You have your own private butler who is assigned to you. Our private butlers came to our rooms and greeted us. They gave us their number so we could text them. Let's say if we needed more towels, we could text them, hey, I need more towels. Or if we needed more water, we could text them and say, hey, can you bring up some more water? Things like that. They were there to provide service on demand, okay? They were always, in and out of the hallways. You can see them. Like, you would possibly run into your butler. You just say, hey, things like that. But they were readily available to assist when needed. Let's get into the food. So I've heard a lot of horror stories about all-inclusive resorts not having the best food. You either get the vibes and bad food, or you get good food, not really any good vibes. But we got the best of both worlds, okay? Now, you see I'm Black, all right? And I'm Haitian. So I love Haitian food. It's my favorite food to eat. I love American food. I love ethnic food. I'm that girl. We like to eat over here. There were some garlic lime chicken wings. When I tell you about fell out of my seat, they were so good. They were so good. And these are not frozen chicken wings that are just reheated. These were good chicken wings. For some reason, they didn't give us any flats at all. There were only drumsticks, but I don't care. I'm fine with a drumstick, okay? All the food was really good, well seasoned. The guac was amazing. Now, the drinks weren't strong, but they were very tasty. And if you want to get lit, you have to order shots. You have to order the shots. If you don't order shots, I don't see how you're gonna get lit off of a mixed drink. Our drinks were frozen. Some of our drinks were frozen, but even the ones that weren't frozen, they weren't that strong. But if you want it to be like, you want an extra kick, yes, order some shots. Can I get a round? Can I get another round? And another round. Order the shots because they're going to enhance how lit the experience is going to be for you. Yeah, there are a few restaurants on the premise. They have Blanca Blue, which is the first restaurant that we visited. We sat outside and that's where we experienced all the flies. So many flies. That is where they serve you breakfast and lunch. We had lunch there. That's where we got the garlic lime wings. I think I got fish tacos, if I'm not mistaken, like some battered fish tacos. They were pretty good. They weren't like the best seasoned fish, but it was good enough to eat at the time. Then they have a restaurant called Hiroshi, and that is an Asian fusion cuisine. They have, what you're gonna typically get at an Asian restaurant. Food at Hiroshi was good. You do need to make reservations to eat at Hiroshi, so make sure you do that online prior to arrival. But overall, I think the food was pretty good. Our drinks were really strong at Hiroshi. And those were mixed drinks. Like, we didn't ask for shots at all. So those were fairly strong. We sat inside, but there's an outdoor seating as well, which is beautiful. It overlooks the water. It's amazing. The food at Hiroshi was good. Then they have a food truck on the beach. If you watch that vlog, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That was the best food that we had there. At least on my account. At least from what I can remember, that was the best food. The food truck on the beach, you need to eat there. Food is hot. It's made to order. You can see them cooking it. Oh my gosh. Like, we had fish ceviche, steak, flank steak, mushroom birria, guac, shrimp. I think it was like jerk shrimp or something like that. Whatever it was good. We were so lit though that I don't remember recording the food. All I remember is eating the food and like swallowing it without chewing. I chew my food, but that's what it felt like because the food was gone. The plates were clear. Ate it up. 20 out of 10. Now, could the lituation have played an effect as to my rating? Maybe, because when you lit, it's like everything tastes good, but I feel like even if we weren't that lit, the food was going to hit. Lastly, there is a rooftop restaurant. It's an Italian restaurant. I believe the name was called Noi, N-O-I, and beautiful. If you can get there early and take pictures there, so beautiful. It's on the rooftop. The theme is like a white Italian type of vibe. It's just beautiful, beautiful when the sun is the food was good. Nice size portion. Not a lot of like not a big plate of food, but just like the perfect amount. The food was really seasoned. I don't think at any point any of us asked for salt or pepper because the food was fairly seasoned. It was good. We didn't need any salt and pepper. The service everywhere is amazing. The service everywhere is amazing. They pay attention to detail. They make sure that they are there when you need them. Whatever it is that you need, they're going to get it for you through and through. We had no issues with anyone. Nobody treated us unfairly. Nobody gave us an attitude, an issue. I mean, they were there to serve you. Now, we did book an excursion. Like I said, we did not book an excursion through Garza Blanca. I decided to book an excursion through a website called Cabo Adventures. Again, shout out to TikTok. But I did book an excursion through Cabo Adventures. I booked their luxury catamaran tour, I believe. I will leave a link down below to the exact one that I booked. Now, they do have two options, right? They have a catamaran tour and a sailboat tour. I had to call them to kind of figure out what the difference was. They do have the difference on the website, but I just wanted to ensure the right one to pick. So from what I remember, the sailboat was for maybe like a younger crowd. You're probably gonna go a little bit faster. It's just a little bit more fun. Whereas the catamaran, and it's a bit smaller. Whereas the catamaran is a bigger boat and it's more for the older crowd. It's a little bit slower, more serene. I can't swim. I don't want you going 1,000 miles per hour over Mexican waters. I want you to take your time. The same with me and my friends. We were good with just a slow, nice catamaran tour, and that's exactly what we did. Luckily, they were able to pick us up from our resort. They do multiple pickups from different resorts. Hi, everyone. Excuse me. And then take everybody to the dock. So that's what I noticed because they were supposed to pick us up at a certain time, I forget, but they were about like, I think 30 minutes late. But we were still able to go on our tour at the time that we booked. We were on time, everything was fine. But when they did pick us up, there was already people in that van. And transportation was separate, so you did have to pay them $10 US for transportation to and back. Now, let's get into the food and the drinks that were served on the excursion. The food was okay. Like, it was all right. It's like a bento box themed type food. There was like shrimp, guac, salsa, tortillas, things like that. It was good. It was okay. They serve you twice. The drinks, I need them to do so much better. The drinks were 0%. Nasty. Not good. Yuck. So much so that we all opted for water. We didn't even want another. We didn't even drink the entire drink. You can't taste the alcohol, but the flavor that it was not good. It just, no. So we just all drank water the entire time. Like, we were just lit off our own vibes. That would have made the experience a little bit better, but for the most part, those drinks were not good. So that is my comprehensive review. I do want to point out some pros and some cons. There are a few pros that I want to mention. I mean, overall, I think the resort is a 10 out of 10. I would 1000% go back, a no-brainer. Let's just do it, okay? If I need to go somewhere and I want to go to Cabo and I don't want to break the bank, I already know the vibe, I'm going to Garza Blanca because Garza Blanca really set the bar high. And this was my first time at an all-inclusive resort, my first time in Cabo. This was all of our first time in Cabo and all of our first time at an all-inclusive resort. And I'm just grateful that I was able to pick this one and the experience to be incredible for everybody that went. So the pros are the cleanliness. The grounds are so clean. They do a great job at cleaning up. The food is really, really good for an all-inclusive resort. The drinks were good too. The shots are gonna get you there. And although it is kid-friendly, which was going to be one of the reasons why I didn't pick Garza Blanca, because I didn't want to be around a whole bunch of kids, but those kids were good. Like, I couldn't tell that they were there. Honestly, I really couldn't tell that they were there. They did a great job. Shout out to the moms and the dads that were there. And they were super friendly. The most incredible experience with customer service at a resort, at a hotel, anywhere that I've been. They did an amazing job. And shout out to them. Seriously, shout out to them. Whenever there was like a worker in the hallway, hola, they would say hola. They would greet us. They would ask us, are you okay? Do you need anything? Even if they weren't even our private, but they were on top of their stuff. It was like equivalent to like if Chick-fil-A and Publix had a customer service conference. The only con that I have, and I know it sounds crazy, but the only con that I have is that there were so many flies. When we were sitting down eating at Blanca Blue and even at the food truck by the beach, it's like the flies were eating us. Like, there were so many flies. It's like you're eating, but you're swatting flies at the same time. You know, and I mentioned this in the vlog. Listen, if the fly was in my guacamole, it was getting ate. It was getting ate.
Listen, you was fighting flies and eating food. Fighting flies and eating food.
But you're eating, you're swatting flies. You're trying not to get them on your food. You're trying not to have them land on your food. So I would 1000% recommend you pick up some fly fans. You kind of put them on the table. They're supposed to keep the flies away. I would say pick some up from Amazon. I will leave some link down below that you can put at the table to keep the flies away. And then when we went to the food truck by the beach, they made up like this quick little concoction for us, which were some limes. They lit a fire to kind of keep the flies away, which it did a decent job, but there were still flies. So that is my only con. I'm so serious. My only con is that there were just way too many flies. They need to put fans on that table. They need to have some sort of repellent to keep the flies away, because as hungry as you are, the flies are 10 times hungrier. If you're not quick, them flies gonna eat your food. Yeah, that is my entire review of Garza Blanca Los Cabos. Please let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions, if you are considering going there, let me know what you want to know. I will leave everything that you need to know down below in the description box. But like I said, if you have questions, concerns, leave them in the comment section below. Like I said, overall, Garza Blanca is a 10 out of 10 for me. I would highly recommend you go. Do your own research, obviously, but it is such a vibe. If you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Like this video if you liked it. Watch my 30th Cabo vlog to get more of a vibe, more of a feel of Garza Blanca and the things that we did. And yeah, that is it. I will see you all in my next video. Bye, y'all.